Hello, Sagittarius. This is Lisa with Heart of Inspiration, and I'm here for your December 2020 general reading. This is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So, Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising, December 2020. Sag, happy birthday to you. Yeah, there's been already a lot going on in your sign, isn't there? Holy cats. Like, just during this time period, it feels like we're like gearing up for this crazy preparation for this brand new era, which technically we are. And just at the end of, right at the beginning of Cap, as we're exiting your very inspirational and broad time, your home planet, right? That lovely, fantastic Jupiter, that expansive Jupiter is exiting here right now as we speak, exiting Capricorn, all the restrictions and everything that's feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything, right? And it's going into Aquarius, where it will be conjuncting Saturn at 1 degree. Wow. Okay. So expect amazing new things coming towards the end of this month. Expect very new inspiration. Expect just a new way of living and walking and handling life. So we're going to go on and get into the tarot and see what Spirit has for us. Now, lean back. Today, we are using two different oracle decks. On this side, we have the Sacred Destiny Oracle. And on this side, we have the Work Your Light Oracle, this side over here. And then in the middle, we've got my trusted Thelema Tarot deck. So let's pull for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do we have for December 2020? Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising, December 2020. Flexibility, Sag. Flexibility. As we're walking along our sacred destiny. And then Work Your Light. We have Inner Temple. Devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. All right, there we go. Sag, I'm just feeling these two cards right here and just hearing from Spirit with these two cards. I'm hearing you had to be quite flexible, right? Throughout all of 2020, it feels like you've had to move differently. You've had to really think about those movements. You've had to be willing to bend. Some of you have had to uproot yourselves and go to new places in order to start anew. Some of you have had to let certain relationships go. I think all of us have. You know, once the South Node, North Node axis came with the South Node in your sign, and the North Node in Gemini, there's probably been a lot of unsurety. Like, can I really pull this off? Can I really live to my highest purpose? Can I really live to the best of my capabilities? You know, can I do that? Can I really, really do that? Can I make it work? Can I make it happen? And I just feel like what Spirit is asking of you is just a little more patience. Being devoted to this walk, to this love and light walk, to this spirituality, this ascension journey, being devoted to that is not always the easiest of paths, but it is the most rewarding. And it really is a lesson, a constant reminder, or the consistent pathway of what is truly in your heart, what really makes you happy, what really fulfills you, what you really came here to do, and what your true purpose is in this incarnation. and not necessarily what everybody else thinks it should be, right? We spend so much time living our lives based on what our parents' ideas for us were, what our teachers, what society, what religion, all of these, the educational system, whatever, with this whole grand 3D matrix says we're supposed to be and we're supposed to do. And sometimes we've just got to remember that a lot of that is noise. And to quiet the noise and seek what's really in our heart. For some of us, that is a difficult journey, Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising, because we might not like what we see in our heart right away. We might not like to see the pain. I mean, nobody does, but we might not like to be willing to understand fully why, if we've inflicted pain on others. Like if somebody says, hey, you know what, over the course of time, this is how I felt perhaps wronged, or, whatever, when someone shows us that mirror and is like, whew, that's tough to look at. But if we're devoted to bettering ourselves and devoted to always walking through that portal of the heart, that's walking through that portal of love. And instead of turning the mirror back and saying, oh, no, it wasn't me, right? It was all you, or I'm not at fault for it. And you probably aren't at fault for it. There's probably trauma that happened earlier in life that caused you to be the way that you are now, or the way that you were then, or, that's all of us. We all act, react, interact based upon things that happened in our childhood. And until we do that shadow work and clean all that up, it's really a hard road to go. But if you can walk through that portal and be flexible enough to look at life as it is now, not assigning blame, but also saying, I'm going to look at this, I'm going to take a deep, deep look at where I've been injured before, do that shadow work, do that forgiveness work of them, forgiveness of yourself, really cleaning that up, and then taking the lesson and integrating it into our foundation so that we can build upon it and make it redeem the time and redeem that situation, redeem that trauma, because it was there for a purpose. And there's something, right, that we're meant to get from it, even if it's to help us as we move on our path and on our journey, to help others that have experienced that same thing. It's meant to be. And really going within and having compassion for yourself. And as you're doing that, as you walk through that portal of love in your heart, then you're able to actually see that other person in the pain and in their pain, and then work with yourself to figure out how to minister to them in a way, right? How to bridge this gap, how to repair this breach, both within them and within yourself. It's like having compassion for yourself, and then that allows you to have compassion for humanity, and understanding that, although you didn't mean to necessarily do this with someone else, just like someone else didn't necessarily mean maliciously for certain things to be done to you, if this is reversed. But we do things to others out of pain or fear, right? Fear of being hurt is as bad as pain of being hurt because, right? Hurt people. But what I'm also seeing is this flexibility of saying, listen, you may have had this grand idea that this is how this was all going to play out for you. And this was the plan, right? That's what we started on 2020. We were like, yes, this is the plan. But Spirit's asking you for just a little bit more flexibility as that plan evolves, maybe takes a different turn, maybe takes a different shape so that it can start off on the right foot. And Spirit is asking you to do this in complete love and with love of self. So don't be so hard on yourself, Sag, if certain things haven't worked right yet this year. We're setting up a new foundation for you to be able to go into 2021 much stronger. But do learn your lessons from this year as well. Okay, well, I'm not saying to like, don't down yourself, but, you know, be extremely hard on yourself. But I'm also saying, learn the lessons and really learn them and really have patience and really be flexible enough to say, you know what, I've done it this way so many times. I'm going to go deep within this time and not do it the way everybody expects me to do it or the way I've done it all before. I'm going to do it a brand new way. All right, let's look at the tarot, okay? So the energy coming towards you is the Page of Pentacles. I see friendship coming towards you. Definitely friendship, definitely, and new people coming that are going to help ground you. You're bringing the wheel. You're bringing all this, you know, expectation. You're like, okay, yep, I've been through the fire. I've been through the rain. It is time for, you know, that it's time for good fortune. And that's definitely the manifestation energy you're bringing. Potentially what to overcome is Page of Wands. I really feel like that energy is there to overcome because you might be afraid to take a baby step. What's going to help you is the Fool. Brand new energy, right? Doing it a brand new way. This is a new adventure. This is not going to turn out the same way because this time you're going to come at this with a full-on frequency of love. Yep, and the outcome or advice is Six of Wands. So what is this Page of Pentacles about? This could also mean new job, new career, new methods of making money, new entrepreneurial like endeavors. I just see like new people surrounding you. Your tribe is changing. Eight of Cups, yeah, you're leaving behind the old way of doing things and those old feelings and those old emotions, that old energy that is no longer serving you so that you can come into balance to abundance. Okay, with that Six of Pentacles, you can come into balance. Don't give with the expectation of receiving. And don't give, okay, not saying all of you do this, but also don't give what you can't give. Okay, don't do that either. Don't dry your own well up. Don't clear out your own storehouses. Don't overstep boundaries. Give, and then be like, well, they didn't give back to me. Well, nobody told you to give the way you did. I know that sounds really harsh, but be careful, okay? Like, don't do that. That's the quickest way. Like, that's the quickest. You have to keep your own boundaries as well. With this wheel, there's secrets that are within you. There's secret knowledge. I feel like this is you really going deep within with that Moon card and really doing a lot of this shadow work because you're ready for there to be abundance and you're ready for there to be this new, right? You're ready for the new. You're done with the old. And because of that, we really need to be looking at that Moon card and saying, holy crap, like, what have I been hiding from myself? And what am I finally willing to face? Here we go with the Nine of Wands. Be patient with yourself as well. And don't be defensive. Don't get defensive. That's not what this is about. This is about cleaning it up and walking through the portal of your heart and finally showing yourself the love that maybe nobody else has ever shown you. That hit somebody. And the Three of Wands, because you know that on the other side of doing this really deep root shadow work is a brighter day. Page of Wands, not being afraid to take the next step. Yep, wanting to be even almost too careful with the Knight of Pentacles, right? Like, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And that really is because you're really Eight of Swords trapped in your own mind. Nobody's withholding you from doing what you need to do except for yourself. You got to put one foot in front of the other. And what's going to help you is this Fool card with this King of Cups, really standing in your own power and knowing that this time you're doing it not based on what your parents told you should do, or your priest or your pastor or the lady down the road or Aunt Melba or your husband or your wife. or society in general. You're doing it based on your authentic belief, integrity, in your own power. You know this is your path. Step onto that path. You put one foot out there, I'm telling you, the rest comes into play. And here's the Justice card. You get out of everything what you put into it. The scales must always be balanced. Justice is always served. Some of you are going to be going through some legal battles perhaps, or be faced with the possibility of legal battles. Some of you, there's a Libra involved as well. I really feel very, very strongly it's critically important for you to set proper boundaries. Stop giving so much of yourself and then want to people that aren't gonna give back. We don't give with the expectation of getting, but you also don't sit there and be a doormat and just let everybody suck the energy out of you. And you stop giving your energy so willingly and so freely. Put some towards yourself. Be devoted to self, and not in a narcissistic way, but be devoted to what's the truth of yourself. Be willing to see that truth and walk in it and live in it. And if there's parts of yourself, when you look at your true self that you don't necessarily like, or you're like, I don't want to see this darkness, be courageous enough to see it and face it head on and find out where it started so that you can work through it and integrate it. And so that it's not toxic any longer and doesn't keep bubbling up and have you make poor decisions. Victory is coming to you. Three of Pentacles. If you put in the work, it's right there for you. That's the outcome. 6 of Cups. Could be family that's involved. I also see a lot of just, kind of settling and grounding emotions. Reunification with some family members could be here. Repair of family relationships. Repairing old relationships. Not so that you can go back into them, but just so that you've moved past it, or you have closure, if you will, and healing from it. And this also says you're going to finally find victory over your past, to me. And here's some hard work. So we got partnership, and we have more hard work. You are commissioning, Spirit is commissioning you with this 3 of Pentacles to do your work. Got to look at the past and put in the work so that you can gain the freedom. So you gain the freedom to be flexible, the freedom to have this inner temple, like to honor your inner temple, the freedom and the belief in yourself to do so in a mighty, mighty way. What a beautiful reading, Sag. It was a little tough sometimes, so, sorry, but I got to give it to you as I get it. Sag, leave me some comments down below and let me know, right? How this resonated with you. Just let me know what's happening with this reading. I really appreciate you sticking with me. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. There's a couple of ways to work with me. That my website's down below. You can also go to my website and purchase your ticket for the January 15th through the 17th Be the Light virtual retreat. We're doing it again in January. Back by popular demand. I did bring it to a kind of an end of the year special for $297. We're going to get the 2.5 days, and you'll get your digital workbook and all of the videos from the retreat. So go to my website and go on and register and buy your ticket. $297 is a limited time offer. And it's just going to be a fabulous time. And also for those of you that are ready to step into that next level and really ready to get into your purpose, I've opened up Lightworker Academy, and we are now having master classes. So that is like a really cool, intensive, kind of catapulting you into your purpose so you can identify, clarify, and then monetize, your purpose and your spirituality, if you will. And be the light worker you are meant to be. So if you want more information about that or want to set up a consultation, you can go to info@lightworkeracademy.net and send me an email and say I'm interested in hearing more and having a consultation about the Lightworker masterclass. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys a ton. Namaste. Bye-bye. Thank you.